tell us how we almost, I mean, you were on this like superstar trajectory that yes, you have gotten to now, but it almost came to a screeching halt after one day with us. Tell us how it happened.
This is a true story. I almost got canceled before I popped because just being your fucking friend, really. This is fucking riding with the homies, just like whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part is, instead of getting canceled, I feel like we should have got an award. We kind of single-handedly opened the country up.
I think so.
Like literally, in the middle of time where people were spraying Lysol with boxes, we were having pool parties and bragging about it on TV and trying to convince people it was the way to go.
That's it. Simple as that.
Looking back, that was wild.
It was because we were in Florida and like no one in Florida took it seriously. So we're like, all right, let's just write a country song about life here. And I remember having like even family from New York call me. They're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? Like, is everything okay? Are you not taking this serious? And for everybody that's watching right now, we wrote this song. I think we were in Nashville. I was doing shows in Nashville.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you were in town, and we had been, DMing, and I was like, yo, can we pull up on you? Can we just hang? And I'm like, what if we write a fucking country song?
Yeah.
And you organized like some legit country, brilliant singers and like composers.
Oh, yeah.
And we sat down in your studio, which was in this like...
In the middle of Music Row, by the way, in a house on Music Row, right in the middle of, right next to Warner Brothers. Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
That's where we were that day.
Yeah, and we wrote Open Her Up.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean you guys wrote Open Her Up.
Yeah.
And
we wrote
took
it
all
with
the
your
credit.
punchlines.
Yeah.
We wrote it with y'all's punchlines.
Yeah, some prominent people that we can't even say.
I told the story last night to some country radio guys backstage, and I can't say his name. I wish I could. But a multi-platinum guy was telling this same story because I was talking about doing this today, and the radio dude was a big fan of the show. And I was like, you know Bubba Longstroke that wrote that song is such and such? And he was like, you're shitting me. I was like, yeah, dude, we drug that dude out of the house that day. And by the end of the song, he was like, I can't have my name on this. And then I fucked up because I love y'all so much. I doubled down and put a rap verse on it.
Fire,
a fucking
fire
video.
verse.
I should have known something was up when the other country dude in the room was like, yo, I can't even have my name on the writer's share of this. And I was like, let's shoot a video.
Son, when a country artist is like, yo, you're not taking COVID seriously enough, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Bubba Longstroke.
Yeah, Bubba Longstroke. Can we say who it is? Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
Garth did it, man. Shout out to Garth, bro. No, it is a incredibly successful country artist that shared his time with us. In between pig hunts. He came in like full pig hunting.
He showed up with blood on his shoes.
It was fucking that he just was like threw on the ground like, all right, let's start writing.
Yeah. No, it was like a real experience. And then we wrote this, and then you came down to Miami to film it.
Yeah. That's where I met you. Yeah.
Yes. And we partied.
Bro, and I remember we were in the, we were at the house. My house had a pool in it. And this was so funny. Do you remember? And then we had the two girls that are now the heavy queens, right? And we got you in a boat in the middle of the pool, and then you were like,
I don't think we ever got me in the boat.
No, we did. We got you in the boat.
I remember I ate shit.
It was a tough time. Tough time. We did.
I ate shit so many times trying to get in that boat, dude.
Yeah, we had a couple of the Jaws lines like, we're gonna need a bigger boat. But you got in the boat, and this was the funniest thing.
Yes,
and you just go at one point. There you go. At one point, you just go, all right, I'm in the boat. Where the bitches at? The bitches ready to go?
He said it even more casual. He's like, I'll be here. You put the two bitches right here. And it was just like, these are the directions.
My favorite part of that is, I remember when I said it, I looked, everybody else looked kind of like, what? And the two girls were like, yeah, we'll just sit right here. And I was like, bitches are here. I said it in the most endearing way, though. Like, yo, like, I say it, I fucking grew up in the 90s and I talk like it. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
It's like, fuck.
Okay,
and that wasn't what got me canceled.
So what happens? Song comes out, and then what happens?
I had a publicist for no shit, like 72 hours. I'm not bullshitting. I sent them the money, and they were high. I've never said the name. Can I?
I think you
I'll
have.
say the fucking name. You won't get in trouble.
So it was IDPR,
yeah, you have
which
said
is
this
like
name.
one of the biggest PR companies.
They represent Kevin Spacey, by the way.
Yeah, fucking wow.
I just want to say that. Have represented Kevin Spacey through the whole thing. I want to put that out now for what you're about to say. Go on.
You might need a publicist for that, by the way.
We sent them the money, and they want, it's the first publicist I ever had, by the way. So I'm all excited that it's crazy expensive. And we sent them the money, and 3 days later, they were like, they sent an email over that goes, we need to speak about this Andrew Schulz song. And I was like, oh, fuck. And the way it said, at first, I kind of read it the other way, like, we need to speak about this Andrew Schulz song. See what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like, we're getting traction, baby. It's happening. I was like, this is it.
So funny.
So you calling up Jolly as
What? Good. We did it. We opened it up.
I was like, you got morning TV or something cool? I was thinking, this is it, dude. And they were like, we've turned around. And they literally sent me my money back, dropped me as a client that day. Wow. They sent me my money back.
That's the best thing that ever happened.
Offended somebody has to be to give you your money back? You know what I'm saying? To say my money wasn't green? God damn.
And they kept Kevin Spacey as a client. And I know that because an agent called me. He goes, I can't fucking believe this. He goes, one of my friends, the girl who works over there, and she's rolling her eyes at this shit because they kept on Kevin Spacey while people were saying that he was murdering his rape accusers.
Yeah.
So not only did he have accusers, they were just dying randomly. And IDP was like, I think we can work this out.
And COVID doesn't even hurt kids. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah, kids are completely safe with COVID.
Yeah.
Look, I think it would have been one thing if I would have like done it with Bubba Longstroke.
That'd be crazy.
But like I did it with a comic.
Yeah.
I did it with a comedian and wrote it with a bunch of comedians and had a bunch of fucking comedians in the video. It was clearly in satire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
It's
also
like,
100% how we feel.
as comedy should be. You know what I'm saying? It's the way I prefer my comedy. But it's like, and we ended up being right. It's the wildest part.
That is the
we
kinda...
stood the test of time through all that shit. You know what I mean? If my fat ass was down there, not worried about it. I feel like that should have been a beacon of hope for the whole country.
Yeah. Yo, that's a good ass point.
Yeah.
You're putting your life on the line.
I'm like, yo, fucking let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'm COVID's dream.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like I'm a honeypot.
Yeah. You're a standard
I'm
resort
like,
for COVID.
God, this is him. He's on the way.
Yo, I can't believe we made him come to Miami. The epicenter. Everything is open.
Loved it. We went bar hopping.
But I remember you said, this is when I realized how divided the country is. You were talking about being in Nashville, and they were like, you were like, yo, if you wear a mask in Nashville, people are going to think you have COVID and be more scared of you than someone who's not wearing a mask.
That's true.
Whereas in New York, dude, people would get off elevators. It was crazy.
Yeah, well, if you wore a mask in Nashville during that time, we just assumed you were really sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even I was telling somebody about it. It wasn't a political thing for me. It was like just what I seen.
Yeah.
When I went to Boston that year and they were like, I got in trouble for walking down the sidewalk without a mask by a police officer.
That's crazy.
I was like, whoa, this is like a way different thing up here than it was down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it never got presented to us like it was bad.